So we're going to come to a kneeling position. You have the option to be here with the feet plantar flexed, or to be here with the feet dorsiflexed. Find what's comfy for you. And then we're going to take the strap, fold it in half again. But this time, we're going to take it behind us. Now you can see my palms are facing you. So that's the way we're going with the grip, right? So we're not going this way. We're going this way. And then straightening the elbows. So if you can't straighten the elbows with the hands quite close, widen them. So the priority here is to straighten the elbows. Squeeze the arms down into straightness and lift the chest. And look ever so slightly up. Don't think about dropping your head back or anything. Just get a bit of a stretch through the front of the neck. Now, starting to engage the lower belly muscles a little bit, just pull them back and up. Lift the pelvic floor. This is obviously a stretch, but to bring strength into it, imagine that you can rip that strap apart, really pull in opposing directions with the hands. Maybe get the arms to go a bit further down, but keep the chest lifting high. So you're not just dumping any compression into your lower back. Really straighten the elbows fully. Good, 3 more breaths there. Good, and releasing down, good. Okay, so we're going to take our strap and make a little loop. So people at home, if you haven't got a strap, if you're using a belt, make a little small loop at the end of it, or if you're using a scarf, tie a little knot so you have a small loop. Everyone with a strap, bring the end through the 2 D-rings, double it back through 1, so you're secure, and then pull the tail of the strap so your loop is small, and that loop is going to go under and around the left ankle. And you can tighten the strap so it's nice and firm. Take your time to set up. Once you're ready, then the strap is around the left ankle. Okay, so I'm just going to show you while you're getting set up there. So the strap is going to be on the left ankle, and the left leg is going to be the one that's back. The right foot is on the ground in front. The right knee is bent, the left knee is bent. We're going to take both hands back and push. We're not going to try and lift the foot. We're pushing the foot into the ground, and then we're walking the hands down the strap to give us a deeper back bend. Drop the hips nice and low. Tuck your toes at the back underneath or on your tippy toes. And start to walk your hands down the strap. Now, looking up if it feels okay with your neck. If it doesn't, look forwards. And again, it's a straight elbow number. So really pushing with the foot into the strap, into the ground, so that you can open the chest, straighten the elbows, and create a deeper back bend. Now, meanwhile, we're obviously stretching the hips here. There's a lot going on. So deepening the breath, engaging the belly muscles, they are going to support you. Good, and then releasing. Well done. Now we're going to keep the strap on the left leg. And we're going to lie on the ground and lift the left leg up. We're going to do a flow in a little while, but I just wanted us to do some nice kind of static poses first. So we're dorsiflexing both feet.
Straighten the elbows, but drop your shoulder blades into the ground and push your leg away. So this isn't about bringing the leg towards us and bending the elbows. It's about using the strap to push the leg away to straighten the elbows. Your right leg is strong and straight. Both feet are dorsiflexed like I'm doing now. Keep your breathing steady and work into fully straight knees. Left toes facing the wall behind you, right toes facing the ceiling. Try to sink your shoulders into the ground even though the arms are straightening. So there's a bit of resistance there. There's kind of a paradox in the movement, creating a bit more strength as we stretch. Good, now from there, push the leg with a bit more force away from you. And see if you can keep your elbows straight and sit yourself up without using momentum. Push the leg into the strap, come all the way up. Some interesting faces there. Good, okay, so we go to the other side. Take the loop around the right ankle. And we're going to go straight into that one again. So, lying down again, taking hold of the right ankle and strap. Both legs are straight. And then start to push your leg away from you so your elbows straighten. Holding here in the stretch. So yeah, of course, it's going to bring flexibility, but we're also pushing, so we're adding strength into the mix. It's very balanced posture. Supta Padangusthasana, it's called. Again, we're finding little pockets of resistance in the body, and that's what we want. We want to create strength and space. So as you straighten your elbows, it's kind of a, hip bones connected to the leg bone, right? There's a kind of a sequential thing going on. You're pushing into the strap. Your hands are holding the strap. So therefore your arms are going to be straightened. But the resistance we need is to push the shoulders into the floor at the same time. Both legs are straight and strong. Both feet are dorsiflexed. Breath is sounding good. Stay with that rhythm. Now push a little harder into the strap so you can roll yourself up to sit. Nice, guys, lovely. So where there's resistance, that's where your practice is, right? So we're going to come into our little lunge again. So the left foot will be grounded. The strap is still on the right ankle. Both knees are bent and the right toes are tucked under. Drop the hips low. Now that we've done it on the other side, we kind of know what's coming. So just work into pushing your right toes into the ground. And that lets us push the front of the ankle into the strap. And then making sure your elbows are straight, maybe walk your hands down a little further and lift the chest in resistance. So it's a kind of a two-way stretch. Down and up in equal measure. Keep your breathing steady, support yourself with that steadiness and also with your abdominal muscles. Good, and releasing from there. Well done. Good. So we're going to take the strap away from the ankle, just make the little loop a bit bigger so you can escape. So the homework that I suggested for last week was to practice upward facing dog. And upward facing dog has a lot in common with the postures we've done thus far, right? The arms are straight and we're opening the chest. So even though it's a totally different shape, we're applying the same rules. Now I'm just going to demonstrate upward facing dog. I know you know it, but it's just helpful to see, I think. So with the arms straight and the chest coming forwards, no, the arms aren't above my head. No, they're not behind my back, but they are straight. The chest is lifting as a response. Try not to be on your thighs or your knees. Remember, the feet are plantar flexed. So let's come into all fours. And before we kind of flatten out completely in the front body, let your chest come forwards. Straight away, the shoulders are going to want to come forwards too. This is where we go the resistance route. So pull your shoulders back. And then start to open the chest. Toes are pointed. Breath is deep. Knees are lifted. Nice, everyone. 3 more breaths there, strong in the belly, strong in the focus. Only things on the floor are palms and tops of feet. Good, and then roll back into downward facing dog for a counter pose. Good, now we still have the arms straight. We're still open across the chest. We're not slouching forwards. So even though it's a counter pose, the rules are still the same. Straight, strong arms, shoulders in the back, chest nice and open. Dropping the head down so your neck is super free. There's no pressure there. Let's hold here for 5 more breaths. Again, it's appropriate here to look left and right at your elbows and just see if they are straight. And if not, try to straighten them. If it's still not possible, widen the hands. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Good, and slowly coming down. Good, very good. So we're going to work into that little duo twice more. So upward facing dog and then downward facing dog. We're going to hold a little bit longer. Now, with this kind of tendency of the shoulders to move forwards when we move the chest forwards, just be super aware, right? So make sure that you're doing the opposite almost of what wants to happen. So we're pointing the chest forwards, but the fronts of the arms, the upper arm bones, are coming back in resistance. Does that make sense as a thing? Yeah, so it's the resistance. I know it's uncomfortable, but the resistance in the physical practice, that is the catalyst for great growth, actually. That's the catalyst for strength, for flexibility, and it brings you into a more balanced place in the body. So if everything's kind of like this, obviously it's not going to balance the body. So as you bring the chest forwards, think about these guys, the humerus, right? So the upper arm bones moving back so the chest stays open. So setting up with the hands again. First, before we lift the knees, just let your chest come forwards. You'll feel your shoulders wanting to slouch. Don't let them. Draw them back, and then we can pull the chest forwards a little more. We can support our weight a little more. And only things around the ground are the tops of your feet and the palms of your hands. Everything else is lifted. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Maybe look up if it's okay with your neck. Keep the breathing deep. Remember, toes are pointed. Nice, everyone. And back into downward facing dog. Stretching out through the lower back, through the shoulders, letting the neck have a rest. Head is heavy. Bend the knees, Mary, so you can push the chest back. Mary Glavin. Good. Tailbone higher. Like stick your bum up. Yeah, good. Very good. Few more breaths here. Think about threading the chest through behind your arms. Nice, Fiona, good. Two more breaths here. One more breath. And slowly coming down, very good. And we're just going to do that one more time. So while we're still on all fours, let your chest come forwards. If you were to kind of collapse down, if your chest was to kind of drop to the floor, it would land in front of the thumbs rather than between them or behind, right? So as your chest comes forward, draw the shoulders back, and then we straighten the legs. Everything off the floor except for palms and tops of feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, look forwards, maybe look up. Elbows are straight. Toes are pointed. Really engage the thighs. Let the thigh flesh come up away from the wall, from the floor rather. Holding a little longer this time as it's our last one. Lifting the thighs if you can, Maud. Yeah, good. Good, and then back into downward facing dog. Well done, guys, very good.